Thanks everyone for tuning in to this Marigold discussion, a starter guide for Marigold Fields Forever, which is the debut event for Rossy Ogawa'S new wrestling promotion, Dream Star Fighting Marigold. Marigold Fields Forever will be taking place on May 20th at Korakuen Hall, and it is gaining a lot of attention. So for a big event like this, I need to call in a big favor. So my guest for today is a very popular content creator, a master editor, a well-educated filmmaker, and a valuable resource for all things Joshi. My guest is Meerkat Ultra. Meerkat Ultra, how is your day going so far?
Hello, hello. I'm going pretty good. Just winding down for the day and just pretty excited about the Marigold show.
There has been this very strong, very direct sense of anticipation. We were hit with that insane news about Rossy Ogawa being fired from Stardom back in February. And since then, we've been sort of getting doled out little bits of info here and there about what he's up to, who might be interested, who might be leaving other promotions to go there. And that first press conference, debuting the name, the logo, the initial roster of Marigold, that was like a bomb dropping for people. And now we have the full lineup. We have a date that's just a few days away. And all that's left is to see what they've been cooking up and how it all comes together.
So basically, Rossy has the roster. He has Giulia, he has Mirai, he has Utami, Hayashishita, as well as, of course, we can't forget we can't forget her ladyship, my Sakurai, of course. How dare I? And then also as well as now Ishikawa, which if only people who maybe watched New Blood or maybe people who were familiar with the fake Tam Nakano storyline, but she's been like in Ice Ribbon, a bunch of other promotions. She's been around. I haven't kept as much. I mean, the first time I saw her was when she was the fake Tam Nakano, but when I looked more into what she was doing, it's like, oh, she has a career prior, and she also did like hardcore matches with Prominence and bled a bit as well, which was surprising. But so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what she does. I'm kind of curious about that. I think that's everybody on the Rossi side.
Well, there actually was a very surprising addition to Mari Gold. And the reason it probably doesn't ring as much of a bell is because she barely had any time in stardom at all. The artist formerly known as Yuzuki, now being called Victoria Yuzuki, a little more esteemed, a little more prestigious. She decided that after, I want to say, only 5 months in stardom, that she wanted to try something extremely brand new. And since her career is so new, maybe she felt this would be the best way to really launch.
Yeah, she pulled a Renee Zellweger and Jerry Maguire. She just decided, I'm just gonna go with this guy. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I have not seen any of her work really, actually, because I didn't really get a chance to. Okay, yeah, I did forget about her. So yeah, that's her. And then we have and then Rossi brought in sorry, Fuka. My God, I was thinking of the Unlucky Morpheus singer. No, Fuka, previous GM from Stardom way back. I might get this wrong, but he started the company with Fuka and Nanai Takahashi. Brought her in, but she was just the recent GM for Actress Girls, and then he brought her in with along with the actress the AWG6 that were really super talented, and they're the people that a lot of people are probably not familiar with. In fact, they themselves are kind of calling it their pro wrestling debut because Actress Girls follows this weird formula. If you don't know, like Actress Girls has been around for a while. It's where people like Sareee Ano came from, Tam Nakano, Natsupoi back when she was Natsumi Maki. But as far as lore or in regards to what the company is, it kind of restarted it multiple times because multiple things happen. In fact, an exodus like this apparently happened before. I'm just not as familiar with it. I don't know exactly why, but I do know that for some reason they label themselves more as a performance art actress company and not a pro wrestling company.
So with Marigold Fields Forever, we actually do have a match card with an even mix of singles matches and tag matches. There aren't a huge number of wrestlers in the roster. We're seeing foreigners even come and pay a visit, as well as Sareee, of course, in the main event. So we've got Nanae Takahashi versus Victoria Yuzuki. I would say this is a glorified passion injection match. We also have Miku Aono versus Nao Ishikawa, the doppelganger of Tam Nakano that you brought up a little earlier. Yeah, we've got Mirai versus Chiaki in a singles match. We have a tag match between Natsumi Shozuki and Misa Matsui versus Amare Koki and Chika Goto. There's also her ladyship herself, Mai Sakurai, teaming up with a foreigner, Zeta Steel, and their team is going up against Nagisa Nozaki and another foreigner. I think this is pronounced Mila Grace. And of course, I think the main event that most people are familiar with, they teased half of this at the very first press conference, only to reveal later the various X's, the various tag partners in the main event at Korakuen Hall. We've got Giulia and Utami Hayashishita teaming up against Sareee and Bozilla. Now that we have sort of some of the players in place, feel free to just chime in and start, giving context to who some of these people are that someone like me, other people who are more on the Stardom side of their viewing may need to know about or get some sort of intro to.
So up the top of the card, we have Miku Aono versus Nao Ishikawa. Miku Aono was the ace of Actress Girls for sure. She was there for like a good period of her career, vast majority of it basically. She was their champion during their recent restart and held it for a good while. I made a pretty decent video that kind of recapped that a little bit. She had her style wise, she has a lot of kicks. She has a very she reminds me of like Momo Watanabe in regards to like how hard she can kick. She has a lot of variety of like suplexes and drop kicks and like strong and like very like strong power. She utilizes a styles clash as well, which surprises me. So she has like a lot of variety to what she can do, and I think she's already ready. She's ready to face basically the bigger names, I would say. Like I want to see her face like Utami in the future and Mirai and like Giulia. I think it'd be a really nice test for her. As for Nanae Takahashi and Victoria, I'm just gonna probably just refer to Victoria as Victoria from now on because that's just I don't know, that's just funny to me. I hope it's mic'd correctly, at least the ring, so I my ears won't be that bad. I meme a lot about Nanae Takahashi, but a lot of it just has to do with just bad miking and that her voice just happens to peak, and it just gives me flashbacks to certain people in life. The other tag team match is probably the one I'm looking forward to. It's basically just Actress Girls finale. We have Natsumi Shozuki. She was the Actress Girls champion before she actually showed up to that press conference, so they had to vacate it. It's like wow. And then but she used to be in Stardom. She teamed with Kairi a long time ago, and she was, I believe, the Goddess Tag Team Champions, but she had to drop it due to injury. She's teaming with Misa Matsui, the speed star, who I'm super excited about. She's my favorite wrestler in Actress Girl. She's one of my top favorite wrestlers wrestling currently. I think a lot of people will like her, and I'm really excited for her to gain a higher fan base. I think she's just really, really fast. She's got that high speedy style. Not really, really fast. She's got like a high speed style, but she's very like unique in the way she moves. But she also has a very performative background. She comes from theater. She used to run theater. She used to like act in theater, and it's very prevalent in how she moves in the ring, I would say. And then we have Gochika, as she wants to be called, Chika Goto, Gochika, who's if you just follow her Instagram and Twitter, that's all you need, I would say. You can see where Rossy hired her. But she's very talented as well. She's very new though, and she's very much growing. She has like a Lady C style. She has a choke slam. She does the spin, the big swing as well. So she utilizes like a bigger, like a taller style. And then we have Amare. I don't know how to pronounce her name correctly. I heard Cookie, and I'm just gonna roll with that. So Amare Cookie, and as well is has a huge upside. You can definitely see her get better as the years go by, but she is very new as well, so she's not going to have as much experience. She probably has the least experience, I think, out of them, or it might be Gochika. I'm not too sure. But either way, though, she's beautiful. She has a great look. She's tall. Yeah, she's got this. She's got that look basically. So, Mirai and Chiaki, awesome. Chiaki's gonna make a lot of people happy. I think Chiaki is really awesome. Yeah, she's got a great spear, a great look, great attitude as well. And against Mirai, perfect as well. That's just a clash of styles. And Mirai, I'm just so happy to see like here. I think I'm just really happy to see her here. I really like Mirai. Um, what else we have? Oh yeah, Giulia and Utami teaming together, which is cool. Um, if I'm not mistaken, they've never faced each other, right? In like a singles match, Giulia and Utami.
That's correct. It was booked as being the final match of their 5-star GP runs last year, but Utami had to duck out of I think her last 3 matches in that GP. So it was the match that never happened, essentially.
We're gonna eventually get that in Marigold, I suppose. Marigold. But Sareee, of course, is just phenomenal talent. I haven't been watching her as much as so many other people have, but all the stuff that I've seen from her, great. And then Bozilla, I've never heard of actually. I'm just gonna just look it up right now. Bozilla just made me laugh as soon as I heard it, though. I don't mean to meme on her. She's from Deutschland. Okay, she's 5'11".
Ooh, that's huge in this world.
Yeah, she's very new though. She started in 2022. I guess Rossy wanted another Megan Bain type, but yeah, I'll be curious to see what happens. Yeah, I'm down. I am down for that. My Sakurai, of course. I mean, oh my. See, I just like my. I'll just leave it like that. And then Zeta Steel, I've never heard of her as well. She's also new. She's from like MOW appearances and stuff. And then Nagisa Nozaki, I've never heard of as well. And then Myla Grace. That's just like fresh talent to see what happens. I'll open the card probably, and we'll see what. And yeah,
I feel much more well informed on who some of the players are. And the tag match you just mentioned, the pure actress girls 2v2, definitely going to be something I'm going to watch very closely, because it seems like any of those 4 could at any time break out and really start to gain some momentum or attention.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nagisa Nozaki, I didn't realize. I just, it didn't hit me. Nagisa Nagasaki has a long career, actually. She's in her 30s, and she is from, most recently in Wave. She's a former Regina de Wave champion, a former, World Women Pro Wrestling Diana World champion. What else, actually? Let's explore here. Tag team champion for Seedling. Yeah, pretty cool. Two-time Regina Day Wave champion. Cool. So yeah, I'm excited about that. That didn't come across. So cool. I'm excited about the card. Yeah, like because if Rossy Ogawa is using all of his money to do this, and then this comes across as from an artist perspective and just an artist perspective, more of a passion project type thing. Not really, but that's what it comes across of. And I'm only saying that because I'm seeing all this discourse on Francis Ford Coppola's new Megalopolis movie, yeah, which is 100% funded by him, which is a big passion project for him. But that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of an artist kind of just going all in on something one last time and seeing what happens.
I think that's a really good parallel, though, because with Rossy Ogawa being about 67, you gotta assume that if he is going to commit to starting a new promotion from the ground up, that this has to be the equivalent of a passion project. There has to be something he still wants to convey or bring into existence or showcase that is meaningful enough to be worth this amount of effort. He's done this before. He's been doing this for decades. So I think part of the appeal is to see that because he was frustrated working with Bushiroad and seemingly they were cutting off some of his ideas, his creative freedom, if he was upset with that enough to leave and start this, what is this going to actually be? What is he going to put out there to the world? So, getting back to this first show, I actually want to ask you a couple of things here. So, the first thing I want to know is what would this show need to pull off or present or put in place for you to consider it a success? That's the first question. And then the second question, sort of just keeping it focused on this event itself, is which match out of all of these that we're taking a look at and talking about do you think is going to surprise people the most? So what would make Marigold Fields Forever a success, and who's going to surprise everybody?
Well, make Marigold a success. Well, since they're doing a first show, I mean, just if it streams and there's no issues, there's no audio issues, and there's no video issues, and then by the end of it ends successfully, then it's a successful. I would say it's successful, especially for a new promotion. But with that being said, it's just gotta just be, just good, just this good wrestling. Basically, that's all. At the end of the day, just give us good wrestling, and then you'll get people watching who like Joshi wrestling. If he's wanting to bring that old school with the new modern, then I just, to me, that just sounds like he's wants to bring good quality wrestling. um oh, I did remember in my slight research that the Showa era did involve lots of singing and idol work too, which again, that's, if you it's just Stardom. I mean, the way Stardom started is how this reminds me of, honestly. I mean, and which, though, if you are going to bring singing into this, there's no better people than the actress girls, because that's what they do. They open every single show with a song and dance number, which I think every single wrestling show should do. And then they end every single wrestling show with another song and dance number, and then they all take a group photo together that Stardom used to do. They used to take a group photo together. I think every wrestling show should do that. Opening credits, end credits. That's my side rant on that. The actress girls, though, do sing, they do dance, they're very skilled in entertainment. If you tell them what camera directions are, they'll probably do it. So I'm not too worried about how everyone will perform. In regards to what I think will excite people, surprise people, that's hard because I think the whole card might, other than like Giulia, because you got obviously the top card, obviously like Giulia and Tommy's match, the tag match, is gonna not surprise people. I think maybe the new faces, the AWG finale match, Natsumi and Misa versus Cookie and Gochika, maybe that will surprise people. Um, I'm looking to be surprised for my Sakurai's match because I've never seen Zeta Steel or the Myla girl. Uh, that yeah, I've just never seen them. Myla Grace, yeah, I've never seen her or Zeta Steel, so I'm curious about that, and I'm just gonna wait for the show to check that out.
So you brought up a little bit of the sort of fun that Marigold's been having on their YouTube channel. So Marigold, in the lead up to this big event, has really been promoting and creating content and letting people get to know who the wrestlers are by releasing a number of different YouTube videos. It sounds like you've been watching some of them. They did have their four or five parter where they had their beach episode, and they had a little cookout episode and all kinds of stuff. What did you make of that? Being the YouTube content creator that you are, and someone who melds your fandom of Joshi with your artistic side, your creative side. What did you take away from all of that stuff, and did it inform in any way like the identity of what Marigold will be as this entertainment company?
Well, I didn't watch all of it. I saw a lot of clips of it. I meant to go watch it, but I eventually will because I mean it's there. I don't think it will say anything about the identity. I think it's just to introduce wrestlers, basically. It's all it's for. But I like that stuff. I always liked it when Stardom, still today, just random things with their wrestlers, and they just give them a camera and say, "Hey, do something." I like that. That's cool. I like it when they do that. Like in TJPW, of course. made it like a big part of their act, with like having matches that end in a cookout and stuff like that, and they all just end up friends or having matches in pools and stuff. I dig stuff like that. So like, if anything, I hope it says that Marigold will be down to have some old school pre Bushiroad Stardom fun. Then I'm down for that. I definitely want to see that. There's like a certain like that 2014 to 16, 17 era of Stardom that just hits differently. It's just something about it. It's really hard to explain, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's really hard to explain because there's a lot of scuffness to the production, but I just miss it. I just miss it.
I do want to ask you about this because I've been meaning to get into actress girls for a while, and knowing that you've had some experience watching them and being a fan of some of the wrestlers there, when the news of the roster shift of actress girls wrestlers leaving, going to Marigold, seemingly with not a lot of advance notice, some people were voicing a little bit of their displeasure with that. And some time has passed since all of that was going on. And I'm just curious for you, who's a fan of Stardom and Actress Girls and a lot of other places, and a fan of what they're putting together in Marigold, what kind of thoughts or takeaways do you have currently about that transfer over or that departure? Where does everybody stand? Is everyone going to survive and thrive moving forward? And do you assign any sort of, I don't want to say blame, but do you attribute what happened to any sort of first cause or something like that?
Oh no, see, like I love AWG. I love their tone and style. I love how close and intimate their camera gets to their faces and focus on expression. That's something I really noticed from Actress Girls more so than other companies, I would say. There's a lot of focus on faces and expression. I like that. That being said, though, like you can't grow in that. It doesn't seem to be growth in that company. It seems like, and if the fact that six people can just your champion included can just up and leave, kind of says that I don't know what type of contract you're running. I don't know. I'm not one, a business person, two, Japanese. So like I don't know how either of those worlds work in regards to culture and stuff. Even American culture for business, that's just not my field. So I don't know. But regardless, though, it just seems like if you wanted them, I don't know if they want to grow as performers, as wrestlers, and they want to be more pro wrestlers and wrestle more, then this is the best option. Because to do actress girls, one of the rules is that you can't wrestle anywhere else. Basically, you're wrestling for actress girls, and I guess it's a handshake deal this whole time. I didn't realize that, but yeah, I'd always thought that was interesting, which is why like on the show, Act Yasukawa, who used to be in Stardom, she's still retired technically. Her character Act wrestles on Actress Girls. That's kind of how it works, basically. So like you go, it's a place for retired wrestlers to go and wrestle and still, but not be a pro wrestler, but also for newer wrestlers to come in and get more experience, basically. And that's kind of where it's left at right now with this six, basically. Like they're gonna be fine. They will be. They'll be fine. They still have like plenty of veterans there. They have Mari, who's like a ninja. She's still there and she's great. Act is still there. And they have a lot of younger talent who are already there.
Okay, well, this has been extremely informative for me, and I'm even more excited to be checking out Marigold Fields Forever. I think one thing we didn't even talk about is this whole huge X factor, which is going to be a packed, super energized and excited Korakuen Hall crowd, who they themselves are going to get behind various people at various stages of this show. And that's going to contribute as sort of a storyteller in its own right. This show is really going to like blow the doors down.
It's Legendary Hall, my third favorite hall in Japan. So yeah, I love it. Yeah, I can't wait. It's always solid for good footage as well. It's very recognizable.
No matter what venue they're going to be in, Marigold is definitely going to be a thing to watch. We know the venue is Korakuen Hall for May 20th. We're all going to be checking this out with a high level of interest. And if the show somehow falls off a cliff, that's a story in and of itself too. So So there's a lot of ways things can play out. The only way to find out is to check it out. So thank you so much for talking about this with me. I feel much better about the roster and the lineup itself.
No, by the way, I just gotta say to watch it, go to Wrestling Universe. I do talk about it a lot on like whenever I do when I can, but it is a great service. It really is. And not only that, but they offer 7 day free trial. So like come May 20th, you can just do a free trial and watch the show. Really, I mean, that's just my pitch to it. But you should do it though, because Wrestling Universe has, they have DET, they have TGPW, they have GunPro, they have Senjo. They just have so many different things to offer. Noah as well. It's really, really worth it. The service is great. Anyways, that's my pitch.
Probably not needed because more people know you than know me by a large margin. But if you don't mind, could you let people know where they can possibly find you, what you might be working on in the future, anything you want to promote or bring to people's attention?
Yeah, sure. Well, first off, thank you for having me again. A lot more comfortable this time. If I ramble a lot, that's just a natural state of how my mind works, basically. And Meerkat Ultra just takes that up to 50%. They say you should do 10%. I do 50%. I think that's a nice balance. You can find me on YouTube, Meerkat Ultra. It's there. I'm currently, depending on when this is out. There will be, well, for sure, depending on when this is out, there will be a Unagi video about her iron metal heavyweight belt thingy. I forget the name. I always forget the name. I have a hard time. Like trying to do that video. I did like 50 takes trying to say the name of the title. Anyways, there's a video of that on Friday coming out. I have a video on Mao coming out very, very soon. I'm so excited. It's already done. I can't wait to release it. And Mao is a DT wrestler. Very, very exciting secret weapon. People who know Mao love Mao already, but if you don't know Mao, great talent. And just loads of other stuff basically, but that's neither here or there. There's always something, basically.
Awesome. Well, thank you once again for joining this discussion. Thanks to everybody for listening this far. And check out Marigold Fields Forever on May 20th to see what ends up going down. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.